Have you ever really stopped to think about the power inside your own head, your mind? For ages, ancient wisdom has hinted that our thoughts are somehow linked to how we feel, to our well-being.
Yeah, that connection's been around for a long time.
Well, today we're diving into a book that didn't just hint, it really shouted this idea out loud, put it right at the center of the modern self-help movement.
Absolutely. Sparked a massive conversation that's, still going on decades later.
Welcome, everyone. We're doing a deep dive today into Louise L. really key work, You Can Heal Your Life. Came out back in 1984.
Right. And it's more than just a book, isn't it? It's kind of a cornerstone text. Really shaped the whole personal development field as we know it now.
It really did.
So our mission today really is to unpack this book. It sold, over 50 million copies, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
We want to get into its core messages, figure out why it struck such a chord, why it still does, and also touch on the discussions and debates it still sparks. We'll look at that unique way Hay connected the mind and the body and the practical tools she offered for growth.
And what hits you straight away, I think, is how holistic it is. It's this big idea, pretty profound really, that our thought patterns, like the really deep ones, aren't just ideas floating around. They actually directly impact our physical health.
Yeah.
And that loving yourself, self-love, is somehow central to, all healing.
That's the radical part, isn't it? That's where the shift was. Hay basically put forward that your thoughts aren't just thoughts. They're active. They're a force, a potent one, shaping your actual physical reality.
Which is huge back then.
Groundbreaking for its time, yeah. It put mental discipline, self-acceptance right at the heart of being well, and it mixed her own story, her personal life, with this very direct, kind of actionable advice.
Okay, let's get into that a bit. The book starts so powerfully with her own story.
Right.
She talks about, really tough childhood, trauma, abuse, even later, a cancer diagnosis.
Right.
And for a lot of people, that personal story, seeing how she describes healing through this mental and emotional work, that's what makes it stick, makes it resonant. But what's the significance of her starting like that, so raw and personal?
Well, it's fascinating because her story isn't just background detail, is it? It's the bedrock of her whole argument.
Okay.
It gives this huge weight, this credibility to her really radical idea that physical illness often comes from, these underlying emotional knots and negative ways of thinking.
Right.
She wasn't just thinking this up in theory. She was saying, look, I lived this. I believe I changed my thoughts, and it profoundly impacted my healing.
So she's really putting the responsibility, or maybe the power, back onto our internal world, our beliefs.
Exactly. Power is probably the better word she'd use.
But, for a lot of people, that might sound, a bit simplistic, or maybe even daunting.
Yeah, daunting for sure.
Changing these super ingrained patterns, maybe from childhood. That sounds incredibly hard. Does she kind of acknowledge how difficult that is? And how does she suggest bridging that gap, between realizing you have these beliefs and actually changing them?
That's a really important point. And no, she doesn't pretend it's easy. But she does offer a framework. That's where the affirmations come in.
The affirmations, yes.
Those positive statements, always in the present tense, she presents them as a core tool, almost like literally reprogramming those old limiting beliefs.
Okay.
She really insists that our core beliefs, the ones often set way back in childhood, are basically running the show, shaping our whole experience. And it's not just theory. The book is full of practical exercises, ways to actually try and put these ideas into practice.
Right. It's not just affirmations. There's other stuff too, isn't there? Mirror work.
Yes, mirror work.
Looking yourself in the eye, saying loving things, and forgiveness exercises too. That mirror work specifically.
Wow. It sounds incredibly powerful, but also, maybe a bit terrifying.
What do you think is the biggest hurdle people hit with that one? And how does Hay say to sort of get past